understand Tantra as a dance between the material plane, the physical realm, the 3D, the Shakti, and the Shiva, the all-encompassing consciousness, the consciousness of being, of existing as one in these cosmos. We are in the cosmos. We are a part of the whole. And all of that exists beyond what we can feel, see, and touch, taste, smell, or experience here in the 3D, in the material plane. Everything else is that Shiva consciousness, the super conscious that we are, you and I. We live here in flesh and blood, in joy, in sorrow, in judgment and condemnation, and in approval and with gratitude. And that is all the illusion. That really is Tantra to me, is what it has become, is an understanding of just that. Tantra has been for me a research project, the most difficult yogic practice I've done ever in my life. More difficult than me climbing mountains. Tantra has been an investigation into the deepest, darkest depths of my sorrow, my grief, and my self-pity. And it has been an inspiring muse of creativity and the dance that play. It has been a relationship that I have grown to embody in Shakti. The door through which I stepped, finally, in my life, the door to spiritual purpose and clarity. Tantra has been the gift of understanding this beloved country that I so adore called India. And that was before I ever delved into Tantra. And so I was there as the fool. I was there as a blind, unknowing, ignorant seeker. The play of life of Shakti and Shiva really is a dance, and you weave in and out of the moves, and you try not to trip on your own feet. And sometimes the groove will be easy, and sometimes you will catch the flow of the harmony, and it will be graceful. And other times you will lose the groove, the beat. And then you have to maybe pick yourself up, reflect on the experiences, be embodied in gratitude for all of those which you may not have enjoyed, and all of those that were a blessing that you could never have foreseen would lead to the most expansion. Before I even knew to investigate the path, I ended up in a cave in India, and that is ultimately the synchronicity of life. And we all have that synchronicity, but not all of us recognize it when it happens or reflect on it properly to acknowledge that it has. I think I try not to think. I try not to think anymore, unless I am creating, and then I can think as much as I please. The path of Tantra has taught me not to take my thoughts seriously unless I am creating. and then I follow my intuition. The path of Tantra has taught me to sit with the self that happens to have incarnated in this physical body, and to sit with the pain that my personality and my character and my ego, shall I say, the cliche of ego, experiences, and to happily dismiss not the experience of pain, but the attachment to it. And that has been the greatest gift to me, as I'm sure others agree, that Tantra teaches to let go of the need to be attached to our personal experiences, to reflect on the ego identification as being the point at which suffering begins and ends, and how consciousness, all that is who I am, and you are. Tantra is the experience, all that is and nothing at all. The magic of being all that is and nothing at all. It is the understanding that the Maya, the glasses to which we see life through, are they rose-colored or are they harshly lit? Or are they dull and scratched? Or maybe the magnification is off. We all have a different pair, and sometimes when we take the glasses off, the clarity is so great that we scurry to put them back on because they see too clearly, these eyes, when the shield is removed. The glasses blind us to the truth. Magic has come to the human race. We all are powerful beyond our greatest understanding, but in order to harness that power, we must give up everything and be free, to totally be free, to energetically be free. We give up the attachments, we give up the addictions, we give up the desires, the bondage of being human. And then we come into the expansion that is not human, that is beyond human. That which is not is. Some would call it God. Some would call it He. You cannot exist without she, accompanied by he. And when he has fully embraced she, until they become one and the same, undifferentiated. We all are. And the discovery of this only comes when we fully embrace Shiva, Shakti, as our own embodiment. Those are not supposed to represent deities that live outside of us. We are that embodiment. The problem comes when we get imbalanced on either side. Some can be overly spiritual and not want to be rooted down here on earth, the earthly plane. They always want to meditate. They always want to be traveling astrally. And then the Shakti, which is heavy, heavy on earth right now. The materialism, the greed, the obesity, the disease, the addictions, the attachments, ingestion of information and continuous entertainment. That is all on the material plane, that is all Shakti. When we come to the middle, this is the path of Tantra, coming to the middle. And not buying in too deeply to this label of Tantra, or yoga, or spirituality, separations that shouldn't exist. That don't. They don't exist if you are truly on the path. There's no need to differentiate. We can move through life dancing through the Shiva and the Shakti. And that's the beauty of the path. There is nothing in life that can't teach us if we are willing to learn. When we reflect on our responses to the world and other people, when we reflect on our responses and reactions and resistances and love and how we are looking through the glasses, that is when you really begin to learn. That's when you have discovered that there is not one man or one woman who can teach you, but every moment that you have an interaction is a lesson. We are all one. We are connected and integral to each other and the experience in this existence on this planet at this time. When you come to that realization of self, you start to peek through the other side of the lens, and you start to get a little more comfortable every time you push the glasses over and peek. And then sometimes you see something that's scary and you put the glasses back on. The glasses get foggier and foggier the longer you keep them on. And what we think of as reality becomes more evident that it is an illusion. And the magic begins to happen on a level to which you cannot deny. The synchronicities become unavoidably evident, resonate on such a level as to which you begin to understand that there is purpose behind your existence. And freedom begins to be more in reach every single day. As long as you're not afraid to peek out from the lens of your clouded glasses.